Hi guys, welcome to an episode of Keep Austin Keto Kitchen. I did start recording already and my video got lost somehow. So I'm actually in the middle of this recipe already, but I'll make sure to link all the ingredients down below. So today I'm making some chili for you, and I'm gonna go ahead and tilt the camera down so that way I can show you what I've done already. Okay, so I have a bell pepper and an onion, and I took half the bell pepper, half the onion, 2 garlic cloves in the pan here with the cumin, and I'm already toasting that off. So hopefully you can see that. The next thing I'm going to do is add in the hamburger meat, which I've got 1 pound of hamburger meat. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in the pan as well. And we're going to get that cooked off, and I'm going to add in a majority of the spices, the dry spices that is. And for my dry spices today, I've already added in the cumin, which was a teaspoon of cumin. I'm going to add in a tablespoon of ancho chili powder. And I prefer these over some of the other options just because it gives it a more rustic flavor. So I added a tablespoon of the ancho chili powder. I'm going to add probably a teaspoon of diarbol because it is spicy, and I like depths of flavor for spice as well. So I'm going to add in a teaspoon of the diarbol. Okay. I'm going to add in a tablespoon of chipotle powder. Okay. Tablespoon of chipotle powder. I don't really use a lot of chili powder anymore. I've just discovered that I prefer all these other flavors over chili powder. So I'm also going to add a tablespoon of paprika, and choose which kind you like. There's different kinds out there. The one I'm using today is a sweet paprika. So I'm also going to add a tablespoon of onion powder in there as well, and garlic powder. And I apparently haven't used this one yet. Get this open really quick. All right. Tablespoon onion granules. Ooh, excuse me. I was leaning over the pan and the peppers, so the powdered peppers got in my mouth. So, and then the same thing with the garlic. Tablespoon. If you guys aren't a fan of onion and garlic to this extent, you can decrease that how you see fit for your recipe, because we all like different amounts of ingredients. So that is all of my dry spices. I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt into this. I did add some into the garlic a little earlier. I just salt by sight. I don't really measure salt. But you could call that probably a heaping teaspoon if you needed a measurement. A heaping teaspoon of salt. I'm going to go ahead and get the hamburger meat cooked off, and then after I cook off the hamburger meat, we are going to add in a few other ingredients. So I've got tomato paste, some hatch red chili peppers because I like it spicy, crushed red tomatoes, and some beef bone broth. I think are the last few ingredients that we're going to add into this here just shortly. While I'm waiting for that to cook, I'll go ahead and get the rest of my ingredients ready. I like chunky chili, and so I've got the other half of the onion and the pepper over here so that I can add those in about halfway through the cooking process. So while I'm waiting for that to cook, I'll go ahead and get the rest of these chopped off. If you guys want to see anything else or have any questions about how I made my chili, leave me a comment. Go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. You could also use, if you don't want to put more onion into your chili, you could just use the onions on top as a raw garnish if that's something that you choose to do too. So that's always an option. Just go ahead and get this onion diced off here as well while I'm waiting for the hamburger to cook. So that'll give me time to get this done. I'm not the best chopper by any means, but a couple of tips that I can give you about holding a knife is when you're holding a knife, put your first finger and your thumb here on the knife like this, so that way when you're chopping, you don't wind up down here, because if you hold your knife up here, this finger could wind up under the knife. I don't know if you can see that or not, but so make sure you're holding first finger, thumb, and the divots of the knife right here. Fits perfectly right there, okay? And then keep your other fingers out of the way while you're chopping. Keep your fingers back behind the knife. Don't put your fingers up here like this. You're going to chop the end of your finger off, I promise. So, alright. So this is looking really good. Give this a few more minutes here. And I don't do macros or anything like that on these recipes. It should be pretty straightforward. Anything that's in the cans will have carbs in it. This is 4 carbs. There's 8 servings in here. There is 16 ounces of peppers. I'm going to use about 1/4 of a cup of these in here to start, because I want to see, I want to add heat as I go. I don't want to put so much heat that I can't eat it. I mean, I would eat it anyway. I like spicy stuff to begin with. So, apparently today is the red theme, and I'm adding roasted red peppers. This says liquid on it, but I'm going to add that in there too. So I'm going to go ahead and add in 1/4 of a cup of red chilies, and I may add more later. If I add more, I'll let you know down in the comments below. This shouldn't take very long to cook, and reduce down 30-45 minutes after you add in the rest of your liquid ingredients. So I've got a can of crushed red tomatoes. Add those in. And I've already added in the roasted red peppers. I'm also going to add in a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. Sorry about that. And then I'm going to add in beef broth. You can add in water too if you want the flavors to be more pronounced through water instead of the beef broth. You can do that as well. I'm just adding beef broth. So that was 1 cup, and I wanted to see how that was going to do adding 1 cup in. It didn't give very much liquid. If I plan on simmering this for 30 to 45 minutes, I'm probably going to go in for a 2nd cup. So let's see what that does. I'm going to bring it up to a boil, reduce down, and let it simmer for about 30-45 minutes. In between the 30 to 45 minutes, you can add in some more of this if you want to have crunchier vegetables in there. In between the 30 to 45 minute mark, so 20 minutes in or so, add in some more bell pepper and onion so that you can get have some crunchy veg in there. Try though. I'm gonna give this sauce a try because I want to see flavor. Probably add some black pepper later too. Okay, the flavors are good. Probably not spicy enough for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in another 1/2 cup of peppers because I do like heat. And that's it, guys. It really is that straightforward. It's pretty easy to make chili. And you just set it and let it go. So I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 45 minutes. And we'll have chili in 45 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys soon.